Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Friday Night Pint, a show where we just chat nonsense, talk a little bit about West Ham, talk a little bit about life in general. It's got started during lockdown, of course, and we're back to the football tomorrow, which is unbelievable. I hope everyone's all right. I've had a good week. How are you, boys?
Yeah, I'm all right. I was all right, mate, until trying to log into here stressed me out a bit, but no, all good. All good.
Yeah, same as me, mate. Fucking happy until I had to fucking sort all this out. Nothing links up. It's all poxy. Anyway, happy Fridays.
Dan's teeth are in HD. I can't hear a word you're saying, Dan.
Oh, fuck. All this time I've been muted. No one mentioned that they couldn't hear me.
We just thought you was being ignorant.
Oh, right. I was agreeing with Scott, what Scott said. I forgot the point now. No, technology. Yeah, I tell you, we better get it right on Friday. I tell you, all the equipment and the setup and all of that stuff.
You know what it is, mate? All the teething problems are coming out now. That's what it is.
Good.
Well, we've had the same teething problem for 6 years.
Yeah, but normally this show runs smoothly. For some reason, it's not tonight. So, you know, we'll be all right. We're here, we're live, we're going. So, you know, week to go.
Before we get started tonight, I'll ask you what the subjects are in a minute. Ryan, cheer up, mate. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
I'm all right.
Just before we go live tonight and start talking about the nonsense that we normally talk about, this is your last chance saloon. If you want to come to Friday Night Pint live next week with us all on stage, talking nonsense, with Jimmy Walker there. I know Rusty B's going to be there. There's going to be a few special guests floating around in the audience. So please, if you want to get your tickets, this is your very last chance. There are a few left now, very few left. We're nearly full up. It's going to be a fantastic night. We're going to kick off the season next week with a big party. We're going to do about an hour and a half on the stage, and then we're having a big party. So, yeah, if you want to get them, get your tickets. Link is in the description down below, and this is the last shout. We might be able to take one or two on the door, but I wouldn't chance it, to be quite honest with you. We're getting that chance to get that close to getting full up. So yeah, go and get them right now. Don't delay anymore. This is your last shout. So yeah. Right, what are we talking about tonight?
The link's in the description below for the tickets. As Nicky said, it's selling out. It's going to be a great night. Jimmy Walker, can't wait. He messaged me yesterday. He's looking forward to it. Ticket includes a free pint as well. So it's going to be good. It's going to be a great night. And I'm sure seeing Graham on the dance floor is worth the entrance fee on its own.
I'll tell you, mate, definitely is, especially after the moves he was busting out at the wedding the other week.
Well, when we went to the wedding, me and Graham, as soon as the first song come on, we was on the dance floor, and the only time we went off it was to get a drink or go a piss. We showed them Northerners how it's done.
That's it, mate. That's it. So yeah, no, it's going to be great. It's going to be a good night. It's going to be a laugh. I'll bust out me good dad dancing as best I can anyway. So yeah, we'll see.
Daddy dancing.
We've got an early super chat which I'm going to address quickly because it's quite important. If you guys are going to the end of the game, will you be doing fan cams outside the ground? Yes, we will. Same place, year and a half later. So yeah,
been a long time coming, hasn't it? Long time coming.
Shut your mouth, Hawkins.
I can't wait. I'm dusting off the old equipment. Well, let me adjust my camera. I'm dusting off the old equipment.
Imagine his camera tilted forward and he didn't have any trousers on.
I have got trousers, I can assure you. What do you think this new top I got? In the south?
Where'd you get that from?
Lakeside.
Club shop?
No.
Yeah, you chat absolute bollocks. Feeding GSP's pockets, are we, Nick?
Out the jackets you've got.
Exactly. You used to have a pop at me, and now because you lost a little bit of weight, you could buy some. You fucking see what I mean?
I'm not joking. I got a full tracksuit, mate. I'm going out fucking training.
Nicky's going David Moyes, mate. He's going full tracksuit.
Yeah, I am.
No, do you know what? To be fair, I actually get most of my stuff off of Umbro's official website because it's the same price anyway. I know West Ham, a bit of it does go to West Ham, but I don't feel as dirty buying direct from Umbro.
To be fair, I ain't been able to buy anything for a long time, and I don't really like the stuff that they've got in there. Like I bought last season's away shirt, I thought that was all right, but that was at the end of the. I'll never buy anything full price. I always wait till it's in the sale. But I saw this yesterday, and to be quite honest with you, when these come out, I really like these tops. I really like the tracksuit. I like the colour scheme of it. I thought when that goes in the sale, I'll get it. And I forgot all about it. And then I went in there yesterday and I thought, this is a bit of me, this one.
I'll tell you what, though. I was in the Basildon club shop the other day, West Ham shop in Basildon, not Basildon FC club shop. And that third kit is naughty.
Oh, yeah, I got my boy it. My boy's got it.
That third kit is so nice. Honestly, when you see it up close, I think it's the best one. I think it's the best one.
The home kit is growing on me. Like I said, it's growing on me. When me and Nicky went in there, I started looking at it. I said, it's the badge. Let's sit down.
I had the choice between the three. I got this one.
Bloody hell. I hope we don't sell him before the shop window.
Well, the lady actually did say to me, like, she said to me, what name do you want on the back? And I normally get his name. And she said to me, what name do you want on the back? I went, Rice. And she looked at me, she went, are you sure? I went, yeah. And she went, what happens if we sell him? I said, if we sell him, you're going to be fucking refunding me my money. Don't worry about that. I'll kick up so much of a fucking fuss that you'll have no choice.
Well, she did warn you. So
I don't give a fuck.
You had this chance.
Listen, barring a miracle,
inside info.
Barring a miracle, he ain't going nowhere this year. So
I don't know that lady in the shop. She seems like she knows something, mate.
What does Sharon behind the till know?
Exactly. Exactly.
She's got the inside scoop, mate. Don't worry.
Sharon Brady.
She's a current WHU employee, not an ex-WHU employee. She was
Dan, to be fair, mate, she restocks the pens on the down there. You know what I mean? Like she's not exactly getting involved in transfer business, is she? So,
well, yeah. I don't know. With the way our owners are, they might get people pulling double bubble.
Quite a few people saying you should have got Messi.
just before we move on, I know there's usually a lot of people that watch live on Facebook. As I said at the beginning, there's some problems with Facebook at the moment. So unfortunately tonight you'll have to click onto the YouTube link to watch us. So I don't know what's happening
on Facebook. Or do you want me to put it on?
I'll put the link on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, well, you won't know really if you're not watching it because you can't hear me. So hopefully you're watching. The numbers are creeping up, but usually we'll have a bit more now. But anyway, cheers.
Yeah. There's another super chat. Danny K again said, "What time and part of the ground for fan cams?"
Same as always. Straight after the game, outside the club shop, you'll see us. If you see the club, go towards the club shop, you'll see us along the rail there. Same place we've been since we got to the London Stadium.
Yeah. Sounds good.
There we go.
Anyway, let's get into the subjects. I think there's only the one main one we can start with. The craze. I mean, sorry, the Ferdinands want to take over West Ham with they want a slice of the pie. See what I did there? Slice of the pie. They want a slice of the pie.
I like it. I like what you did there.
Oh, where do we start?
Yeah. Go on. I've had my say. I know Dan's had his say. So, Dan, one of you two to start this one, I think.
Yeah, I mean, as I said last week, I still stand firm with what I said last week. I don't buy into any of it. I think it's a load of PR bullshit. You've got nothing against Thomas Skinner. I know he's just they've put him forward, but then they're saying that they've got West Ham legends involved and they bring out Anton Ferdinand and Rio. Now, I've got no problem with Anton. Rio, on the other hand, hasn't really said anything good about us for the last 10 years. Trying to force Declan Rice to leave us to join United in the summer. I don't know. I just don't buy into it. The whole statement yesterday didn't say anything to me that they're more interested in owning the stadium, having something that they can sell on the quick as a profit. If I was them, I would have come out and said our first thoughts are we're going to get behind the manager, we're going to back Moyes, and we're going to invest in the team. That's what you want to hear. I don't want to hear that they're trying to buy the ground, because we know that ain't going to happen. We know that ain't going to happen. They can take over the lease. Fucking we can take over the lease if we wanted to. Don't matter who wants to take over the lease, just like renting a flat at the end of the day.
But why don't we? Huh? That's the question. That's what I was sort of asking in my video. Like, why haven't, if they can do it to the point where they get sole control, and it sounds like the LLDC, they came out and said they have made that agreement with them. Why can't Golden Sullivan say, well, we'll have that deal. We'll take control of the full control of the stadium. I don't understand why they ain't done that.
Do you want to know why?
Why? Because
they're going to be paying more money a year than what Golden Sullivan are paying. That's the reason. See, I'm a lot with Ryan. Putting Rio Ferdinand, the guy that, like Ryan said ain't good about the club for however long, trying to get rid of our best player and encourage him to go and join United. You know, that's a kick in the teeth straight away. But for me, in the statement, like Ryan said, we're looking, you know, we're in talks with the LDDC to take over the stadium. We want to have it so that the whole complex, so that the walk from the station's better, so that the ladies and the under 23s, they're all in one place. We want to improve the training ground. I don't give a shit about that. What I want you to do is buy the club, invest in the squad and improve the squad and take us forward on the pitch. Then behind the scenes, start working on improving the training ground, dealing with the stadium. I'm used to that crappy walk from Stratford now. I don't care about the crowd. I don't give a monkeys about the badge. The badge is the badge. What is what it is. You know, at the end of the day, that's it. There's none of this. Oh, this should be a castle. The badge is bad. Take the London off. That's absolutely fine. You know, that suits well with me. We go back to being West Ham United. But the things they put in that stadium are not important to where we need to go as a football club. We finished in the top 6 last season. We're in the Europa League. You want to buy this club before the transfer window shuts, you invest in the squad. The rest of it can wait.
The thing is, I don't know how you feel about it, but something just don't feel right about it. There's something dodgy. It feels like somewhere along the line, Sullivan's involved in this.
Wouldn't surprise me, mate. Really wouldn't.
It wouldn't surprise me if he's actually getting these people to release this sort of stuff just to take away the fact of the transfer window. It just something just don't feel right about it. It's just like when Egnert Magnusson took over West Ham, it felt right. Even when Golden Sullivan first bought West Ham, it felt right. It felt like they was doing it. This lot, I just don't know. I mean, I hope they prove me wrong. I hope they prove everyone wrong, that they come in and they do what they say. But I don't know. It's just, I mean, putting Tom Skinner as your PR front man, and I've been lucky enough to meet him a couple of times, and he's a decent bloke. But come on,
I don't want to come out as the pie fucking cheer fan here, but I've got a couple of points to make. Based on what you guys have, but I'm not all pie fucking forward, by the way. So first on what Scott was saying about why didn't they talk about what they're going to invest in the club, what they're going to do that. There was a point where they have said that at the moment they can't talk finances and that side of things. But early on they did release a statement, like in one of their earlier statements, they said in the initial thing, they want to back Moyes and they want to make West Ham one of the top clubs. So they've said that before. But this was all about what they've done so far, what they've actually done. So what they have done is got that agreement in principle with London Stadium, LLDC. They've got the Ferdinand brothers on, for better or worse. I think for worse. I like.
But why? But why the Ferdinand brothers? I don't get it.
Fuck knows what they've got. Why they've got them involved.
They might as well get Les Ferdinand and Franz Ferdinand on board as well, and we'll have a fucking Ferdinand reunion.
But quickly on the thing with that Tom Skinner bloke, I don't think that they've got him as their PR or they've decided we're going to get this guy. I think he is the one, because I remember it coming back, he asked the question. So he knew someone connected with him, and he went and he made it's like no different what ex-employee does. You know, right, let me go and ask the right people and find out. And then that's what Skinner's done.
I agree with that. And yeah, you're right there. It's no different to what these in the nose do. But there's 2 weeks ago he posted a picture of him and Anton Ferdinand outside a restaurant together. So they're obviously having meetings about it, but I just don't know. Something just don't. I just don't understand why this company looking to take over, these people looking to take over. I don't get the Rio Ferdinand connection. I don't get that, because any
West Ham fan that pays attention to what Rio says and what Rio does sees that he's been blowing smoke up United's arse for the past however long.
You know what I just thought though? Do you know what I just thought it could be? This just popped into my head. Philip Beard was the chairman of QPR. He obviously he was a chairman or whatever the fuck his job was. He worked with Fernandez, didn't he? They signed Rio Ferdinand. He probably knows Rio Ferdinand from his time at QPR.
He probably owes Rio Ferdinand wages then.
Yeah. And he's like, listen, I'll give you a little job in it. But that's it. He, like, out of any West Ham legend, I don't see him as a legend, but any ex-West Ham player, he'll know Rio, right? And then obviously Rio will bring Anton in. Anton is more loved by the fans than Rio. That must be the in, literally just because Beard knows him.
It's game right. It's bang on what he says there, and I feel the same. It feels like they're more interested about the land and the stadium and the property around than the actual club. I don't know. Like something just don't feel right. I read the statement yesterday, and I never come away from that statement thinking, yeah, I want these to take over. As much as I want Golden Sullivan gone and Brady, like everyone here and everyone in the chat probably does, I just don't know. Sometimes like it might be better off just to wait than just to hand it over to the first people that come in with a bid.
Breaking news. Old Andy's give us a comment there. Let's have a look. Anton Ferdinand has released a statement on Instagram.
Want me to read it?
I'm just popping it up now there.
Well, while you're popping that up and getting that, let me just have my say, because it's
I've got it.
Maybe it's a case.
Let him read the statement, Nick.
Yeah,
let him read the statement.
So Anton says, I've been working with the guys at PAI on other business ventures for some time now, which has given me time to build solid relationships. Their intentions to acquire West Ham Football Club, the stadium and facilities were made clear to us earlier in the year. As lifelong fans, apprentices of the youth academy and previous players of the club, my brother and I were obviously interested and excited. The guys approached myself and Rio prior to their bid as an opportunity to fully understand the culture of the club and made it clear to us both that they're genuine. There is no doubt in my mind they really want to dig deep into the DNA of the club and understand what it needs in order to continue on the success from last season. With that in mind, we're supportive of their bid and want to work with PAI in order to make sure that the things that are hugely important to the club and the fans become a reality.
The thing is with this is that it's a clever tactic. Well, it's not so clever actually, because it's not quite working. And I think they've gone in with the stadium stuff, thinking that, trying to get an understanding that that's the fans' biggest gripe about the club at the moment. And what they don't understand is it's not just the stadium; it's everything surrounding, the whole move, the lies and all of that sort of thing. I don't give a shit. Like they've made statements. We need to honour 2012 legacy. I'll be honest with you. The council and the government have fucked that right up. That's nothing to do with us and nothing to do with like West Ham in the terms of what they spent and what they can do with it and all of that. They balls that up. That's nothing to do with it. I don't give a shit about fucking people running around a track, whether the Olympics are on or not. I don't give a fuck. They can go and run around the fucking Newham. What's that place called?
Terence McMillan Stadium.
Terence McMillan Stadium. They'll probably just about fill that stadium. That's the thing, and that's not knocking anyone that does Olympics. It's just fucking facts. They pumped £1 billion into that stadium, and they would never be able to fill it with more than 2,000 people. It's a fact, 100% fact. And the track round Terence McMillan Stadium is 400 meters, and the fucking track round the Olympic Stadium is 400 meters. What I do give a fuck about though is with them statements and all that, they've tried to tap into the psyche of the West Ham fan. They've tried to sort of because they know if they get us behind them, then the pressure is going to build. They know how much discontent we have with GSB. They know how much discontent we have with the whole way, and they're trying to tap into the psyche and focus on the things that they think we've got most gripes about, which will give their bid a little bit of validity and a little bit of legs, because we can make our voices heard, and if we want to force them out, we could make it very awkward for them not to stay. But what they haven't done is convince people enough. People have looked at that and said, well, you haven't said anything about the playing squad and all of that sort of thing. Which I don't like Gold and Sullivan at all. I don't like them. I think they're shysters. I think they led us down a garden path, and they're not going to fucking take us back again. We're seeing by the transfer activity. We had a discussion on it a couple of weeks ago. Still, nothing's been done. I'm seeing target after target after target piss off somewhere else. Danny Ings going to Villa, Matthew Pereira going to fucking Al Hilal.
But that's all. That's the thing is, like with Ings, but the Pereira going there, that's just greed.
Yeah, they've made him a life-changing offer, whatever. But we could have put bid in and pursued him a little bit more. But what I'm saying is, they're trying to tap into the psyche. Now, what I said on my video is, you can release your statements to ITV journalists and Sky Sports and all of this all you want, but they are not going to ask the questions that are going to, breed confidence. If they really want to be serious about this bid, and as I said before, there's probably every single West Ham channel and website out there is probably on their case to come and talk to us, come and talk to us, come and talk to us. Yeah, but I said this plain and clear. I don't want to go there for West Ham Fan TV, but what I do want to do is go there and ask questions on behalf of the fans. So get questions from the fans, because we are the only ones that will really be able to ask the questions that will breed confidence in the fan base. And I'm not talking about West Ham Fan TV. I'm talking about as a fan base. Yeah? As a fan base. So why don't one of them step up? Why don't one of them step up and like?
What are you trying to say, Nick? What are you trying to say, Nick? Is that they should do like an open forum with having fans there?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and that's a great idea. To be fair,
what they've got to do, right, is stop making statements, because you can sit there and think about it for 2-3 days in a statement. You can sit there typing it up on a computer and deleting things and all that sort of thing. Take live questions. If you're that confident that you're the people to take this club forward, go sit in front of fans, go ask the fans, go and let them ask the questions and come up with answers like that. Because
they could do all that.
I've tweeted Anton Ferdinand, I've tweeted Rio Ferdinand, I've tweeted PAI Capital, I've tweeted Tom Skinner. Not one of them have come back to me and said, yeah, all right, well, we're willing to talk to you. Not one of them.
I'm not being funny, Nick, but them not doing an interview with us doesn't make me feel like they shouldn't be the potential owners, because they won't do. What I mean?
No, I'm not saying that, Dan. I'm not saying just us
or anyone really.
It's all well and good when you can sit there thinking about things for 2-3 days. I want to know what comes out their mouth instantly. I want to know where their mindset is. We can ask questions and we can get questions sent to us. These are the people. The people watching this now, and the people watching this on YouTube, and the people that watch our channel, and the people that go to the stadium are the people that they need to convince. They don't need to convince anyone else. It's all right fucking convincing Emery Winter. What's he going to fucking do? Nothing.
Well, they need to convince Golden Sullivan. That's what they need to convince.
Yeah, but we can be that vehicle. So if they sit in front of us and you ask them a difficult question, it gives you a very good indication, right, of where their intentions are. Because you ask them a difficult question, if they come out and answer it straight away and go, well, this, for instance, they've got that planned. But if you ask because there's no way they can know what questions are coming from a fan forum. There's no way.
Has anyone trying to buy a club has ever done that? Usually things, and the geezer said he didn't even want to do it in a public forum, because I don't think there's so much, they can't obviously say everything they need to say because it's a sensitive issue. You're trying to buy a club. Obviously, a lot of things are going to have effect on your negotiating power, your ability to negotiate with the other party, and you reveal all your hands. You're weakening your negotiation.
I think it's the opposite, mate. I think it's the opposite, and you're not trying to convince a reporter and lay out your strategy. We're not going to sit there and go, what's your strategy for buying the club? That's down to them to sort out. We wouldn't know our arse from our elbow when it comes to financing a deal. But what you do want to know is, right, if you get in here, what is your intention? And make promises that you're accountable to. Like, give fans a seat on the board. Give fans a say.
I think they said, I don't know. There's obviously only so much they can legally say. which I think they said in their
The thing is as well, what don't make me feel comfortable with this deal is that I've seen for the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years, I've seen the same people GSB out on Twitter, hate the board. And even I've seen them same people a bit
I don't know,
worried about it, saying, I don't know, this don't feel right. And as much as they want GSB out of the club, even they don't feel right. There's something just not right. And that, I know, look, there might be good things to take out of it. You know, if they did take over, they could take us forward. And I just don't know. As I said, I'm going to wait and see what happens over the next few weeks and more statements come out. It'd be, as Nicky said, if they're happy to do like a fans forum where fans can go there and ask them questions, because when you put on the spot, you know, you'll know more about the people when they're put on the spot. If they start swerving certain questions, then you know.
But if they say we can't answer that right now, then people are going to go, "Oh, you can't answer it." But
because if they want to get fans
so much
on
they
board,
can say.
it should be open. It should be open.
Yeah,
I don't know why anything in football. I don't know why anything in football is ever a closed shop, because you need the fans behind you, regardless of whether you own the club.
Because when you're making a deal and when you're in the midst of a deal,
but we're not asking them about the finances.
Yeah, but even if we want to know how much money. If you say we want to know how much money they've got and who's involved, I don't know, man. I think what Ryan said is right.
No, I don't think you're right there. I think if you want to outline their intentions for when they get here, I'm not asking them, "Oh, how are you going to pay for it?" or you know what I mean, like how much money have you got to buy the club?
Like, who's ever done that though, Nick? When buying a club, like, let's going to do a fans forum before I've not even had an offer. In fact, I've had the bid rejected. Now I'm going to go and do a fans forum.
I'm not asking them to do a fans forum. I'm asking them to come and answer questions from us.
Well, yeah. Well, either way, like, who's ever done that?
Loads of people.
We've never been in that position, have we? Because we haven't since we've done this channel. We've had the same owners.
They're talking to the press. So what's the
I know Arsenal done a similar sort of thing with Kroenke. When he first was involved with the club, he done something with the fans. So,
but what would be the difference? They're talking to Henry Winter. They're talking to the press. They're releasing it publicly.
They're sending them statements, aren't they? They could send us a freaking statement for us to read out. It wouldn't make any difference who they give.
Well, that would be absolutely nice if they'd done that. I'd love a statement.
Because they're not sitting there and being interviewed and grilled by Henry Winter. They're saying, "This is the information. You can put it out." They could do that with us, and it would be exactly the same.
But that's not what we're asking for.
Yeah, I know that's what we're asking for. What I'm saying is they haven't done that. What you're asking with these journalists, they've just, you know,
then they don't get our backing.
Well, but at the end of the day, that's the thing. I think even with our backing, if Gold and Sullivan don't want to fucking sell, I don't think they'll sell.
They'll sell. They'll sell if they get the backing of the fans and everything intensifies. I think they was close to selling before, or at least close to putting them. But that's just my opinion. I don't know that from fact or fiction. But let's take some comments before we carry on the conversation. LTEL1010 says, "Feels to me like that he's trying to distract us from not having signed any new players." Lewis says, "If something's going to take over the club, we need to know 100% what they plan to do and how much they have to invest. We've had so many broken promises in the past." M. Breezy says, "Sorry, but the idea of Sullivan being involved in some grand conspiracy to fake takeover to divert from lack of transfers is absolute nonsense." Well, that's your opinion. Matt Rainey says, "Once again, Nicky, you're right about the transfers. Time is ticking." Tom Skinner is just saying what he's been told, says Ollie PRJ. Romanus Erdi says, "I don't like that Rio Ferdinand backed this. It could cost us Declan Rice to Man United." I don't think if he took over the club, he's going to sell Declan Rice to Man United. But Mateus Pereira now gone to the Saudi club called Al Halil for greed and money. What are your thoughts of this? For it's a disgrace and has turned down Europa League football. Yeah, he can do what he wants. Smells like Sullivan is involved. He likes the pay as you go deal, to hence the pay as you go. Mr. Mace says, I'll take Jimmy Sam or Osama bin Laden over GSB, but this seem like chances to me, just as unprofessional and fakes as the other knobheads we've already got. Chris Harris says Palace have agreed to deal with Blackburn for Armstrong, another target out the window. GSB are parasite owners, really. West Ham need massive changes from top to bottom. Last couple, they've gone about it in an unprofessional way of buying a club. Go straight to the owners and show them the money. The old Paul Barron and his drug has dug his heels in now, not even selling, blinking poison dwarf. Romo Jr. says there's a huge difference between putting out a statement and holding a press conference. Statements allow for zero accountability. And the last one says Gold and Sullivan used to talk to fans, and Gold gave an interview to X, and this request to PAI is no different. Still think MSG have a big part to say. David Gold picked who he spoke to very carefully. That's all I would say.
Yeah, there's also this one. Dan's on the take. That's right. Skinner split the money with me.
Yeah. Dan's got a free mattress.
I'm trying to keep an open mind on it. Look, I've been.
No, listen, Dan. I'm the same. You know what I'm like. I always try to be a bit positive, and I want to see the positive sides of this, and I really hope that they do come through, and it is something that can take us forward, because we all want GSB out. But as I said, there's just something about it. I might change my mind over the next few weeks. They might release more statements. Right.
I think we've been badly burned by Gold and Sullivan. I think when they came in, a lot of us were West Ham fans taking over. They made all these grand promises, and we hoped and dreamed that they'd take us to they burnt us. And I think that's why fans now are very jaded. And I think whoever comes in to try and buy the club, we're automatically going to be. And that's a good way to be in some senses, a bit skeptical and a bit.
But what we want to hear, Dan, as I said in my video, we want to hear what's going to happen now. Like as soon as they come in, like a promise that they can promise straight away, and that's going to happen straight away when we come in. Like obviously, it has to be within reason. You can't turn around and say we're going to sign this player because anything can happen. But like we're going to invest this. We're going to at least try and invest this much money in the squad. And if not this summer, then definitely in January we're going to be looking at targets and all that sort of stuff. I don't want to hear what they're going to do in 10 years' time, because 10 years' time is a long way. We've only just hit 10 years with Gold and Sullivan, and there's a lot of time there to hide and go back in your shell and go back on promises and turn around and go, well, we did say that, but we didn't really promise it. We dreamt about it.
Oh, the thing is though, Nick, like all me and Scott want to know is when the new owners come in, are they going to keep the popcorn in the gym bar? That's all we want to know. That's all we care about.
That gym bar.
I still haven't had a gin out of that gym bar.
Yeah,
I was going to say they made like all the stuff what people are saying about talk about what you're going to invest and what the money you're going to spend and how you're going to back the team. They did that across their first statement and their statement to the Mail. They released something to the Mail, so the Daily Mail, it's about backing Moyes, making the team the best team, all of this stuff, and what they've told this fucking Skinner blokes. All the stuff's come out. It's been coming out. But I'm not saying, I haven't been saying pie in, right? I'm just not right. Pie. But I'm just not writing them off. I'm just saying, I'm not like, there's part of me, there was red flags. The Rio thing was a big red flag to me. I sort of see where they're going from. It still don't sit right with me. Anton, I like. And yeah, some of the wording, and there is a bit of that I'm skeptical if they're in it for that. I don't mind if they're in it to make money, right? But if you're competent, be competent football owners, right? Because the ones we've got are in it to make money, but they're incompetent. They can make money, but still do the right thing by the football pitch if they're smart. That's what I want to see. I'm not too worried about if they want.
I'll be honest. I think that if anyone coming in to our club that isn't someone who owns the likes of Man City or PSG is coming into the club to make money. That's the problem I've got. It's all this London stadium, the property price, the value of the club. If you sign if you get the rights to the stadium or you own the stadium, whoever's coming in, that's their only interest. They'll spill it like they're interested in the club, like they want to stick to the club values. Like you said, and like I said, and like Ryan said, getting Rio Ferdinand in, it's the wrong type of thing. I've seen in the comments people saying about people like Brooking, COYI, stuff like that. The problem with them type of guys is they've still got a very, very close relationship with the club. And it's harder for them to sort of stick their head above the parapet.
Yeah, but Scott, if PAI Capital would have come out and said we've got COYI, Brooking, Tony Gow, and I don't know, Alan Devonshire backing it, you'd feel a bit more confident than having Ferdinand and Rio.
That's what I'm getting at. But
I think what Scott said, they can't because COYI.
That's it. They've got to be very reserved. It's like Colton Cole. right? Carlton Cole, he works for the club. So we've heard him do interviews before on TalkSport where he sits on the fence because he can't say what he really wants to play. The players at the club can't say what they really want to say. We know, you can tell with the situation we had to start of last season with Noble coming out and sort of protesting against the Diagana thing. You know that the playing squad who know what this club's all about and everything about this club don't like the owners, want the owners gone. Now, that's my thing. That's probably why they've approached Rio and Anton. Like you said, it could be because he knows them, but that was a wrong move. Approach someone else. Approach someone who's been involved in the club but may not be involved in the club now. Approach someone who speaks highly of the club, not someone who speaks highly of another football team.
The thing is, as well, and well done to Nicky as well. Proper product placement as well. We know he's back in with his can of Rio.
To be fair, I think that Rio gets a bit of a hard time at West Ham. Yeah, listen, I know that he wasn't batting on about West Ham, and that annoyed me a little bit because I thought Rio had a little bit more class. But you got to remember, he spent a large majority of his career at Manchester United. He's a Manchester United fan.
Yeah. But the thing is, Nick,
I never hear him banging on about Leeds either. And he was.
Yeah, but we made him.
Yeah, but it's not about that. It's about the fact that with what he's trying to portray by being part of this PAI group, and being a face of this PAI group, as if to say that he actually cares about the club. Yeah, all right. Look, he probably thanks the club for putting him where he is.
I don't. He does care about the club. He does care about the club.
But he cares about Manchester United a lot more than what he cares about West Ham.
Yeah,
it would be like going to Frank Lampard.
Yeah,
and saying to Frank Lampard about it.
A bit different, but I do get your point. Yeah. But you got to remember with Manchester United, spent a long time there. I
don't disagree, but the thing is, Nick, is that if you're a player, you have respect from the clubs you've come from. You don't sit there and say that the club that put you on the ladder to become one of the best England defenders in a good few years, and who helped you progress to step up to go to Leeds, to then step up and go to Man United and to win the trophies that you want. You don't sit there and then mug them off. And he has mugged us off.
Yeah, I disagree slightly. I think it's
that Declan Rice thing. You're basically trying to unsettle our player. He's a West Ham guy trying to unsettle our player there.
There isn't one West Ham fan now who supports our team who sits there and knows, ability-wise, Declan Rice is too good for our club in the situation our club is now. And as we said, if he turned around and left and went to the likes of United or someone like that to progress and try and win trophies and do something like that, we'd send him on our way, happily, because he's the best player. But you know what I mean?
I want to know is
he's the best player we've got.
Yeah, but if PAI take over and they're owning the club and now Rio's involved, does he still want Declan Rice to go to fucking Man United? Is he still going to be Club United? Yeah, but so all of a sudden now your tunes fucking change because you've got involved, not because you love the club, but because you've got a personal stake.
But Rio is only this way, right? Let me put it this way: I'm a massive West Ham fan, huge West Ham fan, right? Right. So are you lot, right? Say for instance, we were multi-billionaires, right? And we was trying to buy West Ham, couldn't buy West Ham. A bit like Tony Fernandez, right? QPR, and we put a bid in for someone in the lower league. Say, for instance, we went and bought Orient, right? And we built Orient up to sort of like the Premier League, or we had a lot of money to invest. And then all of a sudden, I think, right, fucking Declan Rice is one of the best players in the country. Yeah, I want to fucking buy him. I've got the money to buy him. We can offer him the contract. We've got a plan here. Am I going to not buy him because he plays for West Ham?
No, of course not.
Because you've got an invested interest in Leyton Orient. The same way that Rio Ferdinand has got a vested interest in Man United. At the end of the day...
Yeah, but there's a difference there, Nick. You own Leyton Orient. Rio Ferdinand doesn't own Man United.
But then he would own have a part of owning West Ham. Is he then going to fucking sell Rice to
I just think at the end of the day, look, Rio's in it for the money. He wouldn't get involved for the love of West Ham. It's for the money.
Yeah, it's the fact that he said he's trying to get in it for the love of West Ham. Yeah. When, like I said, you're clearly trying to unsettle our players for the benefit of Man United.
Same way that Golden Sullivan said they're in it for the love of West Ham.
So if Rio had come out and said if someone with this PAI Capital trying to take over United, and Rio said he was vested in it because of for his thing of Man United, you believe him.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
What I mean, like he only loves Man United just because he won fucking trophies there.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Nick, and I fucking mean this. You're definitely not getting your Rio Ferdinand book back now. I'm going to burn it.
Yeah,
but the thing is, look at. Like, I've seen his name mentioned in the chat. Joe Cole. Yeah, Joe Cole spent a lot longer of his actual full-time playing career at Chelsea than he did at West Ham. But he still speaks well of West Ham.
He still speaks well of Chelsea.
Yeah, but that's it. But that's what I'm saying. I ain't got a problem with Rio speaking well of United if he was speaking well of West Ham on the same thingy.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just how you put yourself across. If that's his opinion, that's his opinion. Keep it in private. If you're, it's just a case of it's the club that put you on the map. You've got all the ability, yeah, you are a good player, but without us, you're nothing because we put you on that map. Let
me just answer this question quickly. Done to death, guys. What about the lack of transfers? Yeah, because that ain't going to be done to death, is it, Dean?
Yeah, let's move on from this. Let's move on to transfers. And that's enough of transfers.
Kevin.
No, but the thing is with I mean, it looks like that Italian defender's coming in, didn't he, from Fiorentina? Looks like he's flying over tomorrow by the sounds of it. And we've bid for the Marseille defender as well. Coletta Car, is it?
Coletta Car, yeah.
Della Car or something.
Yeah. They're looking, two defenders hopefully coming in next week. Look, it's obvious we need a striker.
Still no word on strikers.
As we said, Ings has gone. I don't think we was ever going to get Danny Ings anyway. Tammy Abraham. There's rumours that he could be going to Atalanta, who, funny enough, we play tomorrow, and apparently he's meeting up with their representatives tomorrow at our stadium, which is a bit odd away from our stadium. But
maybe they're going to do like a David Dickinson deal. You know what? One of them ones where they sit at the table and he's going.
I would love to see that. I would love to see a transfer being done and David Dickinson pops his head, goes through. What's going on here then?
Do you know? I don't know whether I've ever said this before, right? But I used to love watching that shit. You know that stuff when like they talk to the expert and they go, right, how much are you going to pay? Right, I'm going to lay down, and they lay down like tenors on the table. They're like £40 and all that, right? And you can see that like the contestant going £40, all that, and David Dickinson all of a sudden pops up. You know when he pops up because you have to put your sunglasses on, right? Fucking orange as anything, like an Oompa Loompa. Right, just pops up out of nowhere. He goes like that. You can get £200 for that elsewhere, and you can see the dealer going like that. Yeah, cheers, you orange bastard.
Why don't you fuck off, Tango?
Yeah, why don't you fuck off, fucking Oompa Loompa?
Yeah, nice. So I mean, I don't really know much about.
Wait, how did we get onto fucking David Dickinson?
Yeah, I don't really know much about the boy from Fiorentina. If I'm honest, he's only young, 23, I think he is.
Is it Milinkovic? Is that?
Yeah, so
Serbian international, isn't he?
Yeah. Do we? I mean, do we need to defend? I suppose, yeah, we do really, because as much as I love Ogbonna, he's always in. He's one, he seems to be out for a little while.
I think we need 2 strikers more than we need 2 defenders.
Yeah, we need. I think we need.
This is the thing. It's again, what we go back to when the other week when I was saying about Fabianski, the fact that he's aging. As I said with Ogbonna, like you said, right. He's had a few injuries. He picked up the injury in the Celtic game as well. He's getting a bit older now. Dawson's not young. The young defender.
Donut, isn't it? That's a donut, isn't it? Young.
But even with Diop, the jury's still out on Diop. So you could sit there and say, yeah, realistically, we need 2 defenders. But I feel that one defender would be enough, and then start trying to get the youngsters through, because there's some talent there with the young centre backs we've got.
Well, one thing I would say is that I'm pleased that David Moyes has reversed his decision to loan out Connor Coventry for the season, and he wants him around the first team, because
that also says to me, Ryan, that he's not getting the people that he wants to get.
No, but even if we do get people in, mate, I still think we should have kept him, because I was very impressed with him in pre-season. The way he was linking up with our players, he looked like he'd been playing in the first team for a long time, and I think he could be a surprise package this season for us. Everyone's been talking about him for the last couple of years. You know, everyone talks about Nathan Holland, but they get loaned out. Connor Coventry, there's just something about him, and I think that he can take that step up. He might not play every week. He might not even make the match day squads every week, but I'm glad that Moyes has decided to keep him.
Gravy 27 obese says Coventry Irish lad delighted. Is he Irish? Does he play for Ireland? Yeah. Wink.
Well, he hasn't played in the senior squad, so
Cohen's about to snap him up.
But this is the thing, is that we're back to the same situation. This is like rinse and repeat, isn't it? This is the same situation we had with Josh Cullen last season. You know, that we shouldn't be letting him go, and then we let, you know, and in the end it was his decision to leave, which, you know, I make him right. He you know, it was the right decision to go for him as a player.
They didn't hang about, did they? Old PSG.
You know, and
talk to him Messi already.
And you know, you sit there and I'm with you, right? It could be the answer to our midfield cover that we need.
I'm not saying he's the answer to our midfield. I just think he's a good player to have about. I think he'll be better staying with our first team than going out on loan. I think he's a good enough player to try to break into the first team.
Yeah, I think we should try to throw him in like we did with Ben Johnson, like we did with Declan Rice and Dean Garner. Is just get him some serious first team games, maybe get him some Prem games or whatever. And we know like Rice and Souček might not be fully up to speed early on, or like give him a chance, give him a real chance and throw him in, because sometimes when you just loan them season after season, they never make it, never go anywhere.
No, this is the thing, but that's what, you know, we've got to use him the right way. We've got to bring him in, because it gets to a stage as a youngster, as again, going back to Josh Cullen last season, that you see that he ain't going to get that opportunity. So then he has to go somewhere to apply his trade. You know, we've got to be careful we don't stifle the player. It's such a, do you know what I mean? It's such a hit and miss. From what we've seen of him, he looks good enough to step in, you know, and to be brought into the first team and definitely start the League Cup fixtures. And, you know, maybe if we get a not so good time in Europa League, team in Europa League, start him in that one. But we just got to be very careful we don't stifle his progression, because he isn't going to get in front of Rice and Souček.
The interesting thing as well with the two defenders that look like they're on their way in is that one's a right-sided centre-back and one's a left-sided centre-back. So, you know, would that mean that maybe you might see Diop leave the club? Because I know that I don't think Moyes is a big fan of.
If they sell anyone else, I think there's going to be fucking riots, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but if you're bringing in two centre-backs, you sell Diop, you've still got Ogbonna and Dawson now, and Johnson can play there. And
how long has Dawson and Ogbonna really got left, though? Dawson,
I would say the same.
It's not only that. Also, what you've got to look at as well. Look at when we
do their last season.
No, I mean that's
when
short
we do
term, isn't it? That's short term.
And that's what I was saying about bringing in players to replace the players that are getting a bit older. You know, we've got to remember as well, when we play three at the back, we normally play Creswell was the left-sided centre back.
But I think we would be mad to get rid of Diop, to bring in two defenders like that and get rid of Diop. Diop's about 25 now, isn't he?
It depends on the money, mate. If they get a good offer for Diop, and also someone's just said there as well, Alves as well is a centre back and he's young.
Do you know what? If someone offered like 25 mil or something, I'd be considering.
I don't think even 25 mil would cut it, because a couple of years ago they were talking about him being a 60 mil. The first season he came here, he was absolutely excellent. He was brilliant, and I think like at times last season he looked back to be getting back to his best. And I think it's abandoning the project right now. I think at least one more season with him. Like bringing him in, bringing Dawson in, and then letting him go, I think would be madness. Because like Dawson, I like Dawson and all that. He's You know, he proved everyone wrong last season. But
I'll be honest with you now. I'd choose
realistically, how long's
Dawson
he
over
got?
Diop all day long.
Who?
I'd choose Dawson over Diop all day
Yeah,
long.
but he gets in front of Diop at a minute, but he won't in a year's time.
No, and this is it. It's we need to sort of bring players in that are going to freshen up the squad now and improve the starting 11. But you've also got to look at that the players that are getting that little bit older.
Can I just say that Dawson's only 31?
Yeah, no, but that's it. No, but
don't write us over 30s off.
No, when you look at Dawson's. We saw last season, Dawson and Bonner worked really, really well. But that's an aging pairing. When Diop come in, there wasn't that same connection. Dawson looked a completely different player playing alongside Diop than what he done with Bonner. You know, Alves is a decent young centre half. What looks to be, you know, I think Moyes is looking at him as one to bring in, sort of slowly progressing into the side. So you've got to be looking, all right, if he's one coming in, you're going to bring these other two in. Do we need Diop?
Hey, what's that? Remember when Diop was being played as a striker in training? Maybe
we've been linked with Phil Jones and Gary Cahill as well, and I'm like, nah. Why do people make this rubbish up? Like,
oh mate,
I mean, Gary Cahill, no, he's about fucking 48. Look, Jones. I know he gets a lot of stick and he's not the greatest defender, but if he was brought in on a free transfer as backup, I'd probably take it. But he wouldn't get in front of him. But then again, we said this about Dawson, didn't we?
I mean.
We said Dawson would even make the bench, and he come on to be like, how good was he during the season for us?
Yeah, imagine if he did a Dawson Jones.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, you know, we can't. Have we fallen that far that we're looking at Gary Cahill?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, this is the problem.
I don't believe them rumours, mate. I think
no. But what I'm saying is that you look at, you know, Abraham's. I said I had my reservations on him anyway, and he's proving me right because it just seems that he wants the big wages. If you're happy to go to Arsenal over us, then you're mad. You know, because there's no European football there. You know,
who's that?
Scott, if we don't sign a centre forward, there won't be European football at our place. But
this is it. But this is the thing. Is you're looking at this season. Yeah, there's potential for us to push forward. Granted, we're being held back by a board. But as I said before, Abraham's only interested in the money side of the game.
If he goes to Arsenal, it's for the money and just to say he's at Arsenal because he's not going to get in front of Aubameyang. He'll be competing with Lacazette. They've got other young players coming through that can play in that position.
Thing is, Arsenal. Look, I know Arsenal are still a massive club. They are a massive club. They're the most successful London club as well. Let's not forget that they're a big club. You know, so I wouldn't if a player chose Arsenal over us. You know, I wouldn't say it's not just for the money.
That's what I mean. You're not doing it for your. You
can't really say that because if he's guaranteed to start. If you had a choice, no one's. Yeah, but Aubameyang plays out on the wing sometimes.
Yeah, but
Lacazette don't always start. You know, I just think that
the thing is, he'd be guaranteed to start playing for us.
Yeah, he would be the main man.
Would he though? If we play one up top, he'd play Antonio over him all day long.
Antonio can play on the wing.
If Abraham comes in, he starts because Antonio will break down after 3 games and be
Antonio. And let me put it this way: Antonio will not go back to a winger now that he's the number 9. He will be so pissed off if he was chucked back out on the wing. And as much as we love Antonio, he would fucking throw his toys out of his pram.
Why?
I wouldn't blame him.
The wing. He doesn't.
I see Abraham. You know, with Abraham coming in, as I said before, the price tag that Abraham had, didn't like it. Think he's more interested.
Abraham ain't going to come to us. He's too much money.
That's what I'm saying.
We need to be looking at someone like Armstrong at Blackburn, who's now linked with Southampton who are looking for a striker. You know, we need to be looking at someone like that, someone young and hungry who wants to prove themselves in the Premier League. You know, and we can get him for about. I'd still like us to maybe go for Tony at Brentford because you know I know they're in the Premier League now, and he might want to stay loyal to him. But I'd like to see someone like him up top for West Ham.
We should have went and got Danny Ings and someone else.
Well, do you know what? I had this thing last night. Someone was saying to me about Danny Ings, saying, "Oh, he's injury prone. He's injury prone. He's injury prone." He's missed 6 games in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, exactly.
But it seemed like Moyes wanted him though, and how did we miss out on? How did we lose out?
But the thing is, fair play to Aston Villa. Fair play to Aston Villa. It was all that no one knew it. Do you know what that felt like to me? It felt like the old days when you used to put on teletext or read the newspaper and say someone signed, because it was unexpected. No one expected that signing. I was shocked. In fact, when it come up, I thought it was one of these fake accounts that were doing it, and I had to click on Aston Villa's proper Twitter page to see that it was them. I was shocked. And
you know
fair
what
play to them for getting it done.
The difference with them, right? They go out, right? How much do you want for this player? We want 20 mil, 25 mil. There you go. Like us, we put a low ball offer in, knowing that they won't accept it. Then we try and go, right, what about
the thing is, though, mate, they knew they had that Greenish money coming in. Yeah. They probably said to Man City, we're not letting him go until we get in. So they went out and said, bang, bang, look, we're getting this. Here's the
it's
money.
Not even the first season they've been doing. They've been doing it the past 2 seasons.
No, but you are right, Dan. The difference is they enter a negotiation and they go to Southampton, how much you want? Southampton say 25. They go, right, we'll give you 22. And then they work their way up to, with us, they go, with our ball, they go, oh, we want 25. And we'll give you 10.
David Sullivan goes, $6.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
It even come from West Brom, like when they wanted like £14 million for Snodgrass and we offered them free. It's insulting. And they do it on purpose. They don't really want people to deal with us. Like they think we're all right as we are. That's why we haven't made any sign. Like, let's not fucking beat around the bush here. Like let's not beat around the bush. Our transfer business, in terms of everyone else's, is a fucking disgrace. We've signed nobody. We've signed one goalkeeper on loan.
We've signed 5 players, but 4 of them are youngsters.
Yeah, but 2 goalkeepers.
The kids, they're all for they're all for the youth team. They're not going to go into the first team. They're not improving us. We've moved backwards. Like
no, as I said, the under 23s have been improved because they're playing in the League Cup. No doubt they're going to play these early games of the League Cup. Is going to be the youngsters because
as Daniel said last week, though, like our fully fit 11 now is a decent team, and they proved that last season. We know that we always pick up these injuries to key players, so. We've got until the end of August.
4 games to play, haven't we?
Yeah, I want, as we all do, we want signings through the door straight away. If we can get these 2 defenders in by next week, maybe a striker in.
Such good players available, Ryan. You're not going to get the likes of Danny Ings available again for £25 million. That's a steal. Someone playing in Europe, we should have. Like he said, he wanted European football. I knew that was all bollocks when he said he wanted European football. He went to the first place that showed an interest in him because I think he mugged himself off a little bit. It would have put us in a stronger position, a much stronger position. But these players are not looking at. I don't know whether it's just that we're not putting in the bids or whatever. These players are not looking at West Ham because they're thinking they're in a worse position than they was last year. To be honest, it's pissing me off just talking about it. That's why I've stopped talking about it because I get pent up and frustrated.
Yeah, don't let it piss you off, mate. Don't let it piss you off. That's why I don't really let transfers get to me.
But the
thing is, me and you
season ticket this year.
Yeah, so did I. I mean, me and you sat here and we had a little debate over it a few weeks ago. The thing is, like, I just don't let it affect me because as soon as I log off here, I just go and sit on the settee and I just get on with my life. I don't let it affect me because, like, if it's gonna happen, it happens. If it don't, it don't. But it's all right to talk about it.
Every year that passes, Ryan. Every year that passes, I just feel like I'm having my fucking trousers pulled down.
It's because you're losing weight, mate. They're falling down now.
I mean, I might just go and poke my bumhole through the gate and let him fucking shove his cock up my arse.
You'd love that. You would love that.
Yeah, honestly, I might as well. That's what they're doing to us year in, year out. We might all line up there together.
The thing that worries me a bit is that are these players not coming because they don't want to play for a club with the owners that we've got?
Scott, we probably haven't bid for them, mate. That's the thing. Like I know as fans, we can all sit here and say, "Oh, why aren't we getting in? Why aren't we?" The club, David Moyes might not be interested in him.
Well, I don't know. All the moves. I mean, we're talking about what Lingard did. Apparently, don't want to come back.
Well. You're saying that, and as I said last week, I can still see a deal happening for Lingard towards the end of the window. I really can, and I don't believe any of that bullshit that he said last week. I don't believe any of that. I think that's just journalists trying to stir it up a bit, or agents, and I don't believe that. That Jesse Lingard is not the type of man to badmouth West Ham after what we've done for him. I don't believe any of that.
I can't see him coming out and saying that he doesn't want to come back to the club.
No.
He may not want to work with certain people within the club, but I can't see him.
The story was that he prefers to either stay at Man United or get a move to Spain.
Yeah,
Was what came out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's things like that, though. It seems like when you look at West Ham, right, as a project right now, you think, okay, yeah, they've got some good players, but what are they really doing? Like, you want to see like what other clubs are doing. Like, see, even Palace, right?
Yeah, but you could look at it this way: is that you could look at West Ham were relegation threatened and they finished in Europe 3 points off the Champions League.
But that's down to the manager.
That has got nothing to do with what anybody's done in the project. I'll tell you.
No, but as a football player,
Villa and Leicester.
Yeah, but Nick, just taking away the project as a football player, if you was looking at it as a playing project, you looked at a team that were flirting around relegation. Then they moved got into Europa League, and you look at the players they've got there now, the young players they've got coming through, and the squad they're building. As a player, but overall as the business, yeah, you can look at that. But sometimes,
because
I don't think all players look at it.
If I was a player and I saw West Ham finish in Europe, but I also see them sell their centre forward and not replace him. I've also seen them play, do nothing else. I've also seen rumours of Declan Rice saying, "Look, this ain't really working for me." Yeah. And all of that sort of thing.
Squad,
an aging squad, and on top of that, seeing the history of.
But did we actually hear Declan Rice say that?
No, we didn't. But
exactly.
I'm not saying.
And all I've seen is Declan Rice. He's smiling in training. He's happy.
I never said that he said that. But what I'm saying is that people look in on that, and they'll also look at our history as they have 5 bad seasons, and then they have a really good season, and they have 5 more bad seasons. So next season they're probably due to have a bad season.
At the end of the day,
someone like Aston Villa. Let's put it right here, right? Aston Villa and Leicester and all of them people have got proper projects in place. They're building fucking they've got architects building their towers. West Ham's project is year 11 DT.
The thing is, as well, let's just say it right now. Players only go where the money is.
Of course,
and that proves it with Pereira.
Yeah, but I think there's a few issues in it. You weigh up all the options. Money is definitely a big driver, right? Money is a big driver. What you're going to win, trophies, potential to win things, that's another driver, right? Location as well. London sometimes gives it an edge if you want to live in London. Also, the ambition of the club. Sometimes if you see, say for instance, we got fucking Messi, right? Extreme fucking case. How many other players would join West Ham because it's like, shit, they've got Messi, they're serious. You even take that to a lower scale on another big name if we got fucking Aguero or something. There's all these different reasons. Like I said, even Palace are doing a good job now at attracting good players because they've got Vieira in, and they've seen some of the players that they've started to bring. So they're thinking, shit, this is a project. They've got that name and that name. Okay, let me go and be a
I bet you can't name them.
No, but listen.
Who are the players that Palace have brought in?
Do you want me to read them out to you?
Yeah, because you're going to Google them.
I'm not a Palace fan. Fan.
But if a club sign a good player, you'd know who it is.
It's a bit like Everton. Yeah, but it's a bit like Everton. Everton have signed players. Have signed Andros Townsend.
Yeah, but you're saying Souček and Soufal. You didn't know who they was. No, but you're saying the players Palace are signing.
No. I said other players. I said they're signing players that people rate a lot, that are highly rated. Right? People are standing back and looking at Palace's business and going like, "Wow, okay, they've done that." So what I'm saying is, to the players, they're seeing what they're building. They're seeing the project there for what Palace are doing. So they're all
building projects. The only people that ain't building projects that I can see is us because you've got you can't forget the things that they said. You can't forget it, right? You can't just turn around every year and just go, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. Because the words that came out of them after it, Brian, you was there with me. The exact words that came out of their mouths when they were selling us our tickets for the London Stadium is this stadium is going to give us the funds to compete with the big boys. That is exact club property. That has come out from the football club themselves. Yeah, not and you went to that little room and all of that sort of thing, and no wonder they didn't want you filming them because they was talking bollocks. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, they're always going to say what we want to hear.
No, but
I know that full well. They put a tray of sandwiches in front of you.
Quite right, because now why are they not? Why should they not be accountable? They're accountable for them. That is their words. That is like if someone sold you, I don't know, a can of fucking hairspray tomorrow and said, you know what, you use that hairspray, you're going to grow more hair. And in 5 years' time, you didn't grow no more hair and you had the same hair. You could go to the fucking trading standards and go, they sold me that and told me it was going to make me grow more hair, and it never.
The thing is, as well, though, I mean, going back to the meetings you're talking about, they did say that they was going to go and get a big name manager, Pellegrini, and they did say they was going to back him, which they did. So
they also said,
no, wait a minute. Wait, at that meetings, we was still at Bilic, so they were supposed to be backing Bilic. They never said they was going to. Because if they said they're getting a big name manager, they might as well have said, "Well, we're going to sack Bilic." She
sort of slipped up. She sort of slipped up a bit.
So they had no intention of ever backing Slaven Bilic.
Yeah, but Bilic was on the ropes anyway, because
why was he? We was just off the back of one of our best seasons.
No, I'm on it, but Pellegrini was the season after, wasn't he?
No. But Bilic left. Bilic had one first season in the new stadium, didn't he?
He had 1.5 season. Yeah,
in that stadium, but he had 2.5 seasons total at West Ham.
Yeah.
So when we all went into that room, he was still the manager, and we just had a great season. But
the thing is that they're now using we brought a top name manager in, we backed a top name manager, and now we've got no money. They're using that as their excuse. That's their cop out. That's their thing now, saying, all you fans wanted a better manager, all you fans wanted a big player. These big signings. We've done that. It didn't work.
The thing is, we're in the situation we're in. We all want big name players. Of course we do. But I see us getting linked with players like Chamberlain from Liverpool, Shaqiri from Liverpool. And some of our fans are turning their noses up at these players. I think they'll be decent additions to our squad.
Yeah, but the thing is, everyone keeps complaining about wages. They've got I'd take
Shaqiri all day long. I wouldn't take Chamberlain because, again, his injury problems. And
that's aren't even positions that we desperately need. Where's the strikers?
That's the thing for me. It's prioritising the position that actually needs strengthening, and that's the striker. Bringing Shaqiri in. Shaqiri is a good player, very, very good player, but he's another player who plays behind the striker or out wide. Now the problem is that we are going into the season. If we went and brought in another striker of decent quality, and then when I got someone like Shaqiri, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
But the problem is there's no point bringing in a Shaqiri unless you're bringing in another number 9. Because I pray I'm wrong. I pray Antonio stays fit for the whole season. I really do, because I'd love it. I'd love to see him stay fit for the whole season. But when you look at stats, and stats normally don't lie, he will break down with an injury. More than once this season. And we are going to be left with no striker. And that's the problem. That's what they need to address first. That should have been the priority. Over everything else, it should have been the striker. Because when Antonio's fit, when he's playing, he can be unplayable. We saw that. Go back to, I think it was the Wolves game, where he started phenomenal and then got injured.
Yeah, we've seen it so many times, multiple times in the season where he'll have a bursting run, he'll pull up, hold his hamstring, that, you know what I mean? Like, and it happened, and then he comes back, a month or two later, then he plays a run of games, then it happens again, and it's just stop, start. That's why we need at least 2 strikers, because we got a lot of football, and this is what really annoys me is we've made it to Europe. David Moyes has done a blinding job with the smallest squad in the league. And we still have the smallest squad in the league. We can all say, we've got time. But because we've got to build, bring in so many players, we should be seeing a lot more movement early on. Because
the thing is, we've got the season starts next weekend, doesn't it? So going into next weekend, fully fit now. We've got a decent team. We need to add to it. We've got until the end of August to really boost to this squad. And they need to go in between now and the end of August. We need at least a minimum of 5 players in.
Yeah. Yeah,
5.
definitely. And that's the thing. We've got enough there now to get us to the close of that transfer window.
Yeah. I mean, barring any injuries, like freak injuries in the first couple of games, it's. But we need them in now. Don't get me wrong. I'd love for them to be in now, just to be around the squad and you never know what can happen between. Well, we know what's going to happen between now.
We
and
don't
next
want
week.
a deadline day circus, because whenever we leave it to deadline day, it's a panic. You're in about the.
Well, at least we won't have Jim White on Sky Sports News this deadline day because he's gone now.
Good. So that's the thing. But that is, when you, as we said, when you look at it, barring Antonio, we have got a replacement for positions that we will still have a good side if we pick up a injury. We lose a centre half, we've got another centre half. We lose a right back, got no right back. It's that key focal point of a team that if we lose Antonio after the first game, we're going to struggle.
Whoa! And Thomas Souček's been named Hammer of the Year.
Is he?
Are we playing?
Well done, Souček. Congratulations.
Deserved.
Well, it was out of him, Soufal and Rice, really. When I voted Soufal, but no, fair play to him. Well done,
Souček. Either one of them. I don't know whether Souček is available or what, but the players that played in the Euros, and especially England, were in the final, so I don't know the state.
They'll be available. They'll be available.
Then they'll play because they won't. You got to think we missed the.
It's good for sport.
We missed the first League Cup fixture. We're not involved in that, so we enter at round 3, don't we? Because we're in the Europa. So there's an extra break in between for there. So we should be fine. For the leading up to the close of the transfer window, I think we'll be fine. Rice and Souček are going to start Newcastle. Barring they pick up an injury, they're gonna start Newcastle.
Yeah, I mean, God forbid we fucking lose to Newcastle on the opening day of the season.
Do you know what? That might be a good. If we lose, I might go. Oh,
but then again, it's like devil's advocate, isn't it? Because if we start winning, they go, no, we don't need to sign anyone now.
Yeah, that's the bloody problem. But this is the thing. Anyone with a brain knows that, like you said, and I said last week, this is a good 11. This is a brilliant 11 of players, all fit. But we've got a lot of football to play and fit. Even Declan Rice got injured last season. Someone who never gets injured. So you really cannot bank on this 11, and we need to try and have it. We want a good run in the Europa League. We want to try and get as far as we can, and then get back in there next season. We want to be playing in the Europa League season to season. So we need to strengthen.
Thomas Souček's just released a statement handing in a transfer request. He said he's done everything he wanted to achieve at West Ham, winning Player of the Year. You've got to lift that Betway Cup tomorrow, sunshine.
It's a case for me that if we were to invest in the right players and bring the players in, and we have a good cup run, we have a good run in Europa League, and we finish inside the top 8, I'd take that.
Yeah,
as a season, because last year we was a bit of a freak. We deserved to finish where we finished, but it was a bit of a freak. So it's we want to see a progression. Solid top 8 side is what we're aiming for.
Yeah, I don't want to be a one season fucking wonder every 5 years. You know what I mean?
And look, we're all realistic. We know the amount of games that we've got is going to play havoc, and we may slip in the league. You've seen other teams do it, but the thing we need to concentrate on is not slipping below that bottom into that bottom half of the league.
Yeah,
that's where the progression counts. It just worries me. For me, we need to hit the ground running and pick up as many points in the early part of the season, because as the season progresses, with these extra games, with the World Cup qualifiers going on as well, key players in our side are going to play a hell of a lot of football.
Yeah, I mean, look, we can sit here all night talking about who we should sign, all that, but one player I do want to talk about that I think he's impressed everyone in pre-season is Ben Rama. I don't know if you see the highlights of him the other day. He scored a hat-trick behind closed doors. Scored that great goal against Brentford last weekend. I really hope that this is his sort of breakout season. We got a glimpse of him last year, but, I think David Moyes was a bit, whether to keep give him a good run but I don't know. I just think this season it looks like he's going to be sort of season. He could be a massive player for us in the Premier League and in Europe as well.
Yeah, it's exciting. See if he can win Nicky over. Nicky started going al air on him, so I would love to see that. There was a point you was like, I don't know about this Ben Rama,
Oh no, saying I don't know about him and saying I don't think he's good enough is two completely different.
No, but you started. It was that the doubt was creeping in.
Yeah, it was creeping in.
That's because Nicky just bought a shirt with Dear Ghana on the back of it for his son. He was upset. That's why.
Yeah,
I just think. I mean, you watched him. I mean, in Celtic, he looked impressive. At Brentford away, what a goal that was, and then behind closed door the other day, his 3 goals. I know it's against like a mixed West Ham team, but you still got to beat the goalkeeper. Fucking hell, what a player he's been. And look, I know we can all be good in pre-season and that, but he's got to start doing it week in, week out in the Premier League.
That's why I really wondered, because we've been linked with a lot of players who play in that position. Obviously Lingard coming back, which you would bite their hand off to get Lingard back, Pereira and all these players that sort of play in that position. That's one of the positions that we really need the least. We've got Ben Rama, we've got Fornals, we've got Bowen, Lanzini. I wouldn't mind to get a Lingard, Pereira back or whatever, but I don't see that as a priority.
For now, it's a big season for Fornals as well, because he really impressed me last season, and I think he won goal. No, he didn't win goal of the season. I think performance of the season was Leicester away. Goal of the season was obviously Lanzini, but my goal of the season, because the Lanzini one was too easy to pick, was Fornals' away at Leicester last season. Good and goal. I just like the way Fornals plays, and I think he really of age last season in games. And I think if him and Ben Rama can get a little tag team on the pitch and linking up well, and you've got Bowen, who's the grafter, who likes getting his head down and running with the ball. Listen, West Ham, as we said, starting 11 fully fit, we've got a decent team, but we definitely need additions and players that are going to push them players for first team football.
Yeah, that's the big money needs to be spent on a striker. It don't seem like they want to spend like over 20 million on anyone, and that is the problem, because all the players we start to be looking at, people want 25s and 30s, and they're like, that seems to be where we start to go.
But there's players out there. It's just whether they're the players that Moyes wants. That's the thing. That's the thing we've got. We can sit here and criticise Gold and Sullivan all day long for what they do, but unless Moyes wants a player, then
who does he want? That's the question. Who does he want? And that's it. Get somebody players in. And
that's it. But is he keeping his his hand close to his chest? Is the player that he wants not out there that's available? It's that case of, we all know we need a striker. We all know we need certain players in certain areas, but there's no point having a player unless he fits what the manager wants.
Scott, I'm sorry, but even if the players that he identifies first and foremost aren't available, we need bodies regardless, right? We cannot start the season without any bodies in.
I know what you're saying. It's like going back to when we turned around and said, we were playing makeshift strikers, and we were saying with the youngsters, a youngster's a striker, he makes your strikers run, so play the striker. That's in hindsight, that's perfect. That's how it works. But there's no point us going to sign 2 strikers that Moyes don't want, and even when Antonio is injured, we don't play him.
What about that Jermaine Defoe at Rangers?
Oh yeah, we've been linked with him for God knows how.
Mixie says all the fans moaned when our business was conducted in the media. Now it isn't. All the fans are moaning.
It's not conducted at all, is it? It's not being conducted.
Mixie, apart from the fact that there's no business being conducted, I don't think there's been any more fucking leaks coming out of this club. I've seen less leaks in pipes. To be quite honest with you, there's more leaks in this fucking club than there is in the sewer.
Mate, there's more leaks in my colander, less leaks in my colander than there is in this club.
You fucked that up, God, didn't you? Hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, there's still leaks just because we ain't been bloody getting anyone in. That means we're in.
They ain't officially talking to the press about it. They talk to everyone else and let them leak it. So don't.
I'll be honest. It's
in full view of every fucker.
Anyway, Nick, what's your thoughts on Claret and Hugh?
The press now are getting all their leaks from the leaks within the club.
Claret and Hugh, right? I'd say Claret and Hugh have been blaming the fans for players not coming in, saying that oh, what players want to come because the fans are creating a meltdown, and so the players are like, oh, look, I don't want to join there. Their fans are grumbling because there's no signings.
They are
Bullshit.
controversial as anything. They're controversial. That's how they feed their website is with egos. Yeah. Egos.
Do you know what that's called,
controversy
mate?
Second, because I
It's
see
called being a parasite. It's their parasites.
I see an article written today about how all of this transfer business is everyone's been saying, oh, it's a ploy by Sullivan and all of this sort of thing, but they've seemed to take the stance that it's distracting Moyes from the job in hand, and that's why we're not getting any business done. They're parasites. They're absolute, like, I mean this with the greatest of respect. They're disgraceful. They're a disgrace to the. Why anyone? I think most of us pop on there because even I'm guilty of it. I think we pop on there and read it for morbid curiosity because I'm just flabbergasted by the shit that comes out there. And when someone says this is what's been said, I've got to, that's got to be a joke, or that's got to be misconception or whatever. But no, it's not. It's all of that shit is on now. I think that when you look at when you look at it as a whole, and even when Tom Skinner was saying things about PAI Capital, and like Sean Whetstone was saying things like you've been paid. I mean, that's some front. That I'll tell you that now. That's some fucking front. It's got more front than fucking anything by saying that. It's it's. They're a disgrace. They're a disgrace to the football club. It's not the football club because they represent the football club in the way that they feel that they want to represent the football club. But they're a disgrace to call themselves fans because they're not fans, because they don't want what's best for the club. And we've all got our opinions on it, on all of that sort of thing. But you can look at that website. And you can see that their only interest in writing about the football club and saying what they want to say and building that platform is to keep their knowledge, and they're in the know status because they know if them Sullivan and Gold go, they lose a lot of their exclusives. What's the fucking
exclusivity?
Word? Yes. Yeah. They lose a lot of that, so that is the only reason that they want to back this ball. It's a situation. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. That's the way it's always been. But that doesn't, to call yourself a fan of the football club, and I'm just a fan writing about the football club. No, you're not. You're making money from the website, and you're writing propaganda for them to keep your status and to get people clicking on your website.
How many articles do they have slating West Ham fans on that site?
Yeah, a lot. They can go fuck themselves.
See, that's the thing. Look, you can be a fan of the club and write a damning article on the club because it's your job. But the difference is when you write a damning article on that club, you're seeing it through the perspective of being a fan as well as doing your job. The thing that they do that I feel is that they won't write a damning article against the club unless in some way it twists to make someone within the club look better.
We'll sit here and we do it on our channel. We can sit here and slag the club off. We slag players off when they play bad, but we don't do it. We do it because we're fans and we're just giving our opinions. We don't hate them people, But what they do on their website is that they know they're very clever at what they do. Is because, like everyone's been saying in the chat, they're clickbait. They'll put a title and you click on it just because you want to see what they saying, why they saying that. But they've got. I mean, one of them ain't even been to West Ham in about 30 years. So what he hasn't really got much to really say because we've been there through. We've been going the last 30 odd years. One of them ain't even going. The other one only goes when he gets free tickets. And
that's the thing. That's what makes us different is the fact that, as we said, when we look at the stuff that we do and all that, and if a player's playing bad, same as when we do post-match pint, we'll sit there and we'll slate a player. But the next week, if he plays well, we praise the player because we're doing it from a fan's perspective. We're doing it as fans. This is what every fan, when a player plays bad in that team, you go down the pub, you sit there and you slag that player off. He was crap. He done this, he done that, But in that week he plays well.
We've been doing that since we were kids. Yeah, we go
exactly.
and watch West Ham, then we go and play football over the park, and we go, how shit was he today? And then as we get older, it'll be you go down the pub with your mates after, and you'll sit there, but then you'll forget about it, and then you just think, right, next week let's get behind the players because that's
it's not a PR. Listen, we've said it before. You know, we've even with Golden, Sullivan, and Brady. You know, we've said there's stuff they've done good in the past. But a lot of the stuff they're doing now is bad.
I take this stance as well because, you know, with all of this stuff about, you know, that I read the article today, more or less blaming fans again for the toxicity and all of that sort of thing around the club. And, you know, would we have done as well if we had fans in the stadium? Probably not, because when we go 1-0 down, it was all about coming back, and you know, we go 1-0 down, and everyone's fucking turning again. That's a total load of bollocks anyway. But apart from that, if the club don't want that, if that's how they feel, right, and that's how they want it perceived, that the fans cost the club, you know, games and all of that sort of thing, shut the gates. Give them my money back and shut the gates.
Yeah.
If that's how they really feel, don't take my money. Don't take my money.
It's like the Hammers United protests and that. I've seen that they're going to be protesting and I think they've targeted the Manchester United home game in September. Which there's a part of me that's glad that it's that game and it's not the first few games back, because I think that with it, where everyone's been back, and I think they've probably thought about this as well. Hammers United, so fair play to them. Is that, you know, everyone's been away from football for so long. I know there's some people going tomorrow. I'm not going tomorrow. So my first game back will be Leicester at home. So I think the first couple of home games, they're just sort of letting people get back to football, you know. But they're right to carry on. I know we had a great season last year, but it's good for them to carry on with their protest because they started something that they believe in. So carrying it on is good.
But yeah, absolutely, they pay their money, mate. They're well within rights to you know, to say whether they're happy with the price. It's like I don't agree with that. Like, if you don't want us to say anything, if you want us to sit there and shut up, then don't let us in the ground, because you pay your money and you're entitled to have any opinion you want to have about the football club. That's it. So if you can't turn around and go, oh yeah, well it's all your fault and all that, well don't let us in then. If you think it's why, if it was my club and I thought that you know, letting fans in was hindering the football club, don't let them in.
To be fair, mate, if this new ticket system goes tits up, none of us will be in the stadium anyway.
No, I'm just saying, like, you can't have it both ways. You can't want to take the money but not let anyone in and all of that sort of thing. And people were well within their rights. If they don't think, it's like that's why this is why Allardyce fucking collapsed in the end, because we won the whole game and everyone booed and all that, and I don't know what everyone's booing about. Just sit. Well, no, because they're not entertained. It's not entertained. That's not what they paid their money to see. They don't want to fucking see us like grinding out results like that. You know what I mean? Like you've got to, whether you agree with it or not. And to be honest, I didn't really agree with it because we needed the wins at the time. But if that's not what the fans want to see and that's not what they paid their money for, they were within their rights to make themselves vocal. So yeah, it's like that. Sorry, mate, I will let you speak. But it's just like the pundits in the studios and things. I don't know what their problem is and all that. Well, you get paid to go there. I have to pay fucking 50 quid a game to go. That's what my fucking problem is.
Yeah, the thing is, if us four went out tonight to a restaurant and Dan enjoyed his meal, Scotty enjoyed his meal, I enjoyed my meal, but you didn't enjoy your meal, you've got every right to complain.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
and
what are you going to do? You're going to say to me, what? You can't complain because you're full up. I might be full up. But you know
you've licked the plate, mate. You can't have your money back. You've licked the fucking plate.
But you know what I mean?
It's right, though. It's like if you go to, if it's like anything, if you go to the theatre, if you don't enjoy it, you get up and walk out. You ask for your money. It's, you know, at the end of the day, we're the paying customer, and we've got, you know, we've always got the right to say we're not happy.
Yeah, if they're not invested in the team and they're not trying to move this club forward, especially after everything that we've given up, we have the right to call them out and say it's not good enough. I'm sorry.
The thing that annoys me, right, is that if we don't do a lot in the transfer market, they're going to then blame COVID. We ain't got no money because of COVID. We ain't got no money because of COVID.
I'm not trying to hear that.
what planning did they put into place when COVID hit? Well, Arsenal, they planned
Could
to
get us into Europe.
No, Arsenal planned to have no budget of income through fans. If you get what I mean, they planned that from when the first lockdown hit. They planned to have a whole season without fans. So with a whole season without that ticket income, why didn't we plan for that? Why didn't we put measures in place to cover that? Do you know what I mean? We've not. We just used. That's just now an excuse.
It's excuses.
We've got no money. You know, and
that's Scott. That's why they didn't make redundancies, because it was trying to appeal to the human side. You know, when we go back and we said we ain't got no money because of COVID, people go, that's all right, because they didn't ask for government money and all of that sort of thing. It's all a plan.
But that's it. But this is the thing.
Why isn't anyone else pleading poverty?
Yeah, that's my thing on it. Is there's other clubs out there who are doing business. Right, look, it might not be great business, but they're getting players through the door who have had the same effect from COVID as what we've had, but they haven't then got that extra income of the Europa League money coming in the door. And that's what I think a lot of people are forgetting, is that we've got an extra 6 games. 3 of them games, you're going to have fans in the stadium. 3 of them games, you're getting that extra income, match day income, plus the money that comes from being within the Europa League.
We've cleared money off the wage bill, cleared a lot of money off the wage bill. We've got a very small squad, so our wage bill can't be any higher than a lot of the teams in the bottom half.
Yeah.
Really?
But that's the thing. It's a case of, you, like you said, go back 2-3 seasons ago, look at our wage bill now. So there's been savings all the way along. So they can't come to us and go, we've got no money, because there's crap. We've got money. You just don't want to spend it. It's like their mates who tell you, oh yeah, I've got no money. But they've got like 50 grand sitting in their bank account because they've been saving up for the past 10 years. And that's the reason they've got no money.
Yeah. You know what I mean? We know what they've got to do. They know what they've got to do. And if they don't do it, they'll be bloody old to pay. And you can't let Moyes done such a good job last season with so little. You've got to give him the real tools he needs to go.
The thing is, Dan, right? The other thing as well is they know if we start the season badly, we get knocked out the Europa, knocked out the League Cup, and we're down in that bottom. They know the fans are going to turn on Moyes.
Well, the thing is, we missed out.
Another scapegoat.
We missed out on Champions League football by 3 points. We've got 3 more points. Goal difference would have put us top 4. I'll blame the fans when we lost to Man United at home for coming back. Fuck them. That's probably what. I imagine Sullivan come out and said that. They get lynched.
That's the thing, though. That
wouldn't they? They'll go Ryan agrees. See, Ryan.
No, but that's the thing, right? You know for a fact that said certain other websites probably would have used that. Probably would have thought about writing that article. Fans return to games, West Ham lose.
Oh yeah, the Moose has already written out a fucking thing about it. That fucking piece of shit.
I forgot it even existed. That.
So yeah, I mean, that will be if West Ham start off bad. That's going to be the thing, in it.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like that's very personal. 50 grand now. Use a skin flint. Who is it? Is it Graham?
I just grabbed the 50 grand out of the air. It was but
it's not Graham, is it?
No, it's not Graham. He ain't got that much. But it's just that's just the so frustrating thing for me. Yeah. And for all of us as fans, we've done so well, and we ain't even asking for a massive. We're just asking for the right investment and getting the right players and doing the right thing. And we're just going to be let down, and that's the thing that's going to kick it in the teeth, isn't it?
That's the thing. We're not asking for big £50 million players. No. Look, we've seen Soufal and things like that. We're just trying to find the gems, identify them. If it's 10 million, we don't care. Bring them in.
Hang on, I said that the other week and I got lynched.
No, but you are right, because
context,
you
right?
you look at like you said, you look at that recruitment. You look at Soufal. You look at Souček coming in. We ain't got to spend big money to do it. The players are there.
Someone's just said there, what happened to Simmer? What happened to the Czech midfielder as well? Was it Krau? That all went on quiet. There was one point where he was fucking looked like he was on the verge, but
this was the thing, isn't it? We hear stories, and I don't know how true this is. Like Pereira, for example. Like Moyes was on Pereira until he changed his mind and said, actually, he ain't got any defensive capabilities. I don't know how much is this the board putting this out because they like to blame the managers. They like to make it look like it's the manager's fault because they don't know what they want. We've seen it before. Are they trying to do that with Moyes? Are they trying to make it put all the blame on Moyes, or is it Moyes because you've said it before, right? We said it. Different Dave.
Different Dave, yeah. That's what I mean. We could all sit there and blame Sullivan and Gold, but it might be Moyes. So we might have to direct it to Moyes and say, like, "Boy, let's all go down the training ground and say, "Boy, Moyes, all you fucking thing."
It's like the comment that was earlier when someone said if we had actually bid for Pereira 4 weeks ago, we may have him now.
Exactly.
Given the opportunity to that club to come in and go, oh, here, look, we'll give you silly money. Come play Sunday League in Abu Dhabi or wherever it is. You know,
maybe we didn't get Pereira because Lingard's coming back.
That's it. But this is the thing. It's that dragging out things.
Yeah, that is it. And if you're decisive, and you get the player, say Ings is available, bang, let's go get him. Let's go get Pereira. Like where you just go, wait, let's see who else comes available. Let's see what happens. You get no one. One.
Anyway, Andrew's donated $50. Here, Dan, I'll type something this time. Man, a few words, but what a legend.
Yeah, I'm saying because he always donates something, but he never types a message. I always feel bad.
Like, we ain't mentioned it for a little while, but tickets are still on sale for Friday Night Pint. This time next week, we'll be on the stage. Well, no, we'll be dancing at this time.
But if we're still on the stage this time, throw some.
No, we'll be off the stage. But this time next week, we'll be at the venue, the old Regent Ballroom in Stanford. Listen, if you haven't got tickets yet and you fancy a night out on the eve of the Premier League season, I think didn't Arsenal play Brentford that night? I'm sure they do. Yeah, so. I don't know if it'll be on. I don't know if they've got screens there to put it on. But anyway, fuck Arsenal. It's all about West Ham. We'll have a few beers. Jimmy Walker's going to be there. We'll have a dance. We'll have a few West Ham songs on the go. It'd be nice to meet everyone. Graham will be there. I spoke to Graham earlier, and he's already gone out and bought some shoe polish. So I know he's right up for this. And tickets are still on sale. We've got only a few left now, so it's going to be a great crowd there. Jimmy Walker's excited. We're all excited, and the link's in the description below.
Anyone getting nervous yet?
Huh?
Anyone getting nervous?
Nervous for what?
You know what? I just feel like I really want to make sure that like we get it right. Everyone's entertained, and you know, because people are right there. Like here, you know, like look, 636 people are watching, but you can't see them. When you see them watching you, and you're thinking, are they bored? Are they enjoying it? Do they think I'm a cunt or what? Like you want that? Like you can read.
I'll give you the answer to that one now, Dan, if you want.
Yeah, that's why I brought in the big dog, Jimmy Walker, because Nicky can tell us about the Poland story, and Walker can tell us about the Jimmy Walker, the Frank Lampard save. So that's 90% of the fucking thing covered. But no, it'll be a good laugh. Look, it's all unscripted. It'll be a laugh. And then we can get off that stage. We can walk down them little stairs and we can all go to the bar and have a few drinks. Everyone gets a free pint with their ticket as well. So it's going to be good.
And then you've all got to buy the shots.
You know, I've already had a few people messaging me about shots. Don't worry about that.
It don't hold 600, does it? It holds like 100 odd, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think the maximum's about 100, and because we've got the downstairs bit, so I think because the bit upstairs is the wedding where they have the weddings, and I think there is actually a wedding on that night, so we can all gate crash the wedding after wedding crashes.
I might bring my curtains. Should I bring my curtains?
Actually, you got to sit in front of the curtains. I've got to bring a bit like a makeup set. So. Yeah.
Is it on YouTube? It will be on YouTube. It'll probably be on YouTube on Saturday. We can't get anyone to live stream it, I'm afraid. So
I think it'll be too hard to live stream it, but it'll be up as soon as possible. We're going to record a lot of it.
People will actually, for the first time on this shows, be able to see Graham's face, because usually it's covered in pixels. People will actually be able to, if you only ever see Graham through this channel, you'll finally be able to see what he actually looks like, because his face is like he's filming on a potato. Every time. So if that's not an incentive, I don't know what is.
You've all got to pick on your walk-on songs as well.
Oh, we have walk-on songs.
Yeah, like wrestling, you got a ramp and everything.
I'm not having Oasis.
I'm coming down. You remember like Undertaker when he come down on that little car in WrestleMania 3 or whatever it was?
Oh, they used to come out in the little ring.
Oh, you can see the eyebrows in the flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are impressive, mate.
Mate, don't light a match round them, I tell you.
You're in a car wash.
Yeah, don't light a match round them, for fuck's sake. He puts hair lacquer on them.
It's gonna be a good night. It's gonna be a good night.
Anyway, should we go to ask us anything?
Yeah, let's do a quick.
Let's have a bit of a fucking giggle.
So actually, this question: will you be reacting to your predictions? Yeah, we got to do that.
Yeah, this week.
ASAP.
We'll probably do that at Friday Night Pint Live, just before the season, I think.
Well, yeah, we'll keep you up to date with it because what we're doing on that. We'll keep up to date because we've got to make our predictions for the next season, but that don't come to actually get some bloody players in. People have been asking me for predictions already, and it's like, well, if you ask me now, I think we're going to finish fucking bottom half. Like, if we season, do you know what I mean? Like,
Dan, don't be negative. Don't be negative. We're gonna be fine. We'll be all right.
Listen, no. Whenever I predict us to do well, we do shit, and when I predict us to do shit, we do well. When you have the expectations, it don't happen. You lower your expectations, and we exceed them. But you honestly think that we could finish up near the top with this?
No, we'll finish 8th.
Really?
That's near the top.
No way. You think we finish top 8 with European football?
Listen, I don't expect much, but I'll be happy with 10th, winning the Europa League and winning the League Cup.
You look at the other teams: Leeds, Everton, Aston Villa, and they're all invested. They're going to be going hard, and Arsenal's going to be in the like. Come on.
The first Ask Us Anything questions coming. Do you guys have a crush on a celebrity or a footballer?
Graham.
He's both. He's a celebrity and a footballer. So yeah,
he's my crush.
I don't think I've celebrity crushes anymore. Probably I had them since I was a teenager. To be honest,
So I'm going to be putting it out there. Liz Early, mate. She's my new celebrity crush.
No.
Who is Early?
Yeah. Mate, have a look at her on Instagram.
Oh, you and your Instagram.
She scrubs up well for 60.
Mate, she's amazing.
60?
She ain't 60.
Yeah.
She ain't that old.
She is. She is 60.
I bet she ain't far off.
She ain't 60, Dan.
I bet she ain't far off.
Let's
what's this one? A lifetime supply of Ferrero Rocher chocolates or 100 grand for wearing a Millwall shirt amongst 60,000 Hammers fans 56. At the London Stadium. I would take the Ferrero Rochers.
Yeah, same. I like Ferrero Rocher.
Fuck off, Scott. I'll take 100 grand.
We didn't get no Ferrero Rocher at the wedding.
Nah, that's where you're wrong. That's why I married a good one, because she put some in her handbag and I had them in the hotel.
So, wait a minute.
As soon as I see that Ferrero Rocher tower, I said, as soon as I open that buffet, fill your bag up, because I know later I'm going to want a Ferrero Rocher.
You know, so the option is a lifetime supply of Ferrero Rocher or get the shit kicked out of you at fucking London Stadium.
For 100
That's
grand.
the options.
Yeah, my body's worth more than 100 grand.
You wouldn't get the shit kicked out of you for wearing a Millwall shirt. All you West Ham fucking fans are mugs at that stadium. Fucking mugs, mate. You don't do fuck all. Oh, Dan, they know I'm joking, mate. It ain't like you.
Because I remember that time when it all kicked off and Phil and Grant ran up the stairs.
Yeah, Phil and Grant ran up the stairs.
Yeah.
Did you see that video yesterday of the Tottenham fan fighting a Chelsea fan at the pre-season friendly?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Tottenham fan was sitting in the I was going to say Millwall end, the Chelsea end, and he went, "Come on, you Spurs!" What idiot! What fucking? That's what I never understand. Never understand why people do that. You deserve a clump in my eyes.
Yeah, if you're gonna, people know it's gonna. I'll never forget that geezer. You remember that geezer on the train that looks like he's closing his eyes? He's talking, he's going, "Fucking Chelsea, mate. Fucking mugs, mate." They're idiots. They're fucking idiots.
LTEL 1010 has asked, has any Millwall bought tickets for?
Happened.
Oh, Grant, she's frozen.
I'm only got.
It's someone else for a change, freezing up.
Are we back?
Yeah, go on, mate. You're back.
Are we back? Yeah. No, I'd say that the wedding upstairs is all is a Millwall wedding, so that should be a laugh.
Imagine
No,
that big
no.
fucking punch up starts.
It is. Neil Harris is getting married up there. He's marrying. I can't think of any old fucking Millwall players. Kevin Muscat.
Didn't Nicky sort the Redmen TV lads out with away end tickets? Yeah.
No, he put them in the home end.
Yeah, put them in our end.
And then got a bollocking by fucking, I can assure you, Mickey, I didn't.
They tried to ban me for life for that.
Yeah, should have done as well, scum.
I know. Would have
To be fair, they were like good as gold, weren't they? They didn't.
Yeah,
make
they shut up. At the end of the day, they come and sat next to me at the end, and they didn't cheer, they didn't celebrate, they just watched the game and went off and all of that sort of thing. And they would have done the same for me. They tried to ban me for life for it, and tried to give my sister-in-law a fucking sacking. But I got out of that one. Yeah. I got out of that one.
Good. Someone said, "What was the greatest prank you played on someone?" It comes off. Coming to mind was when we went Sci-Fi Weekend, me, Damo, and Jace, and Chase. I don't know how I convinced him to have a mohawk, but we got this hair gel. We said, like, my brother cut his hair and said, "Look, you need to gel it," but we put bleach in the hair bleach in the fucking hair gel, and he's applying it. He's rubbing it in his head, right? Each time he's applying it and he's rubbing it in, his hair's getting lighter as the weekend goes on. And there's one night, Damo fucking gets the hair gel, he puts it on his hand and he just does that on Jason's head, right? So as we're at, Jason's like, my head's burning, like it's fucking burning. And we're like, no, it's the halogen heaters just sitting there. And then by the end, as we leave, his hair's getting light and we're all behind him going, oh my God. And as we leave, he went, "Did you guys fucking dye my hair?" And we just fucking died laughing. We've got a video on our channel, Dan Damo Jason. So I put the thing up, but his hair went ginger. It didn't go blonde. It went full ginger. He had to dye it black after. It was brilliant.
Not good, mate. Not good.
So good.
Nick?
What?
Greatest prank you played on someone?
Greatest prank? To be honest with you, I can't, off the top of my head, I can't think, but look, you know, when I was younger, I was a bit of a boy, so I've played some fucking pranks. Don't get me wrong, but
what about you?
Maybe you can answer for me.
I've never played pranks. Me, I was the boring one.
Fucking internet.
Ryan, what's the best prank we've played on someone? Because I'm definitely.
I'll tell you the best prank I've ever seen when David Sullivan told us we were going to get Champions League. Fucked us all over. Best prank. What? I don't know. I've done a lot. Can't think off the top of my head. Remember that one I done to you in Mexico with the iron?
Yeah.
I pretended to put the iron on and iron my shirt, and I put it on the side, and I left it for a couple of minutes. And I went to lay back on the bed, and I was talking to Nicky, and I got up, and he was getting on everyone's nerves, and he was winding me up as well. He's probably talking about transfers or something, and I picked the iron up and I pretended to touch it, and it was like hot, pretended it was really hot. And he said something to me, and I went to him, "Why don't you just shut up?" And I threw the iron on him, and he screamed, and he rolled off the bed. What about the one when I put the hairdryer in the fucking shower? Could have killed you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
he I was in the shower, and this fucking prick walked in and fucking threw an hairdryer in there.
It's not nice.
And it was on.
What about when Craig got so pissed? Our mate Craig got so pissed one night, and we had to literally drag him back to the room. And I felt sorry for him because when we first got on holiday, me and Nicky used to think we was the Hardy brothers, and we used to all flips on the beds in there. And Nicky done some somersault on our mate's bed, and he snapped it, and he had to sleep at an angle for 2 weeks. And then, like, one night he got so smashed, and I remember putting him in bed. And he looked at me and he was going, water, and he was going, pfft. So you remember we had the optics in our room?
Yeah.
I filled it up with straight tequila, and I went to him, "Here, Craig, here's your water, mate. Have a drop of that." And he put it in his mouth. He drank half of it, and he just went, he's fucking everywhere. That's what you get.
There we go. Bloody. Let's see.
Yeah. I had to double check. I had to take a double check, make sure she weren't in here, and otherwise I probably would have chucked at me.
56-year-old Liz Early.
Yeah. Well, mate, Junior, if you could win a medal in an Olympic sport, what sport would you want to compete in? Quite topical.
Probably, I don't know, table tennis. At least like it's get injured in table tennis, isn't you?
Dressage.
Dressage. I'd like to do the one, you know, when they slide the little fucking thing across the ice and they do the broom.
Curling.
Oh, curling.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
I don't know.
Fun as shit.
Try to think what one looks the most fun to do.
The fun, I mean, the most accomplished ones would be track and field, wouldn't it? It'd be like the 100-meter sprint and all that. But can you imagine me winning the 100-meter sprint?
I'd have to say the boxing. I'd have to say the boxing. I'd like, Olympic gold in boxing, or the shooting as well, if they still do that.
Oh, yeah, they still do shooting. Yeah,
yeah.
No,
I just pick the
brush
easiest one.
the ice.
That's that's the thing. A lot of them is you get a lot of injuries in them. Extreme sports, all of that sort of stuff. So table tennis,
Beano or dandy?
I had Beanos and dandies.
I didn't like any of them.
I liked them. I had the annuals.
I'm the same, really. I weren't really into.
Not really a comic book person, me.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say dandy, but they were both the same. They was basically essentially the same sort of book, with different cartoons in them, like different comics. But I had some of the annuals as a kid, and I used to enjoy them. The Rolling Stones, Ronnie Wood from Rolling Stones was opening up a new music studio in Canning Town. I'm telling you,
I have heard that.
It's coming along. Still sick of hearing about Canning Town, but it's coming up. Canning Town. PlayStation. Got to be PlayStation for me.
Xbox.
Yeah,
I know you'd say
Xbox. Ryan likes PlayStation 1.
Yeah, PlayStation 1 for Ryan.
Is he frozen or is he watching something?
No, he's froze again. He said his internet's playing up, isn't it?
It's been like this for about a week, isn't it?
Yeah.
It needs an improvement.
Ken Hammers hits it on the head with the thing.
With the
mixed volleyball.
Yeah, but you got to get a sexual change.
Well, not if it's mixed.
Oh, mixed. Oh,
Well,
mixed.
apparently, you ain't got to get sexual change for nothing, mate. You can do what you want when you want. As long as you say you're a woman or a man, you can do what you want.
Yeah. Well, surely Ryan would do archery. I like that one. That one.
It's mad when you watch the Olympics. You forget.
Like,
I quite enjoy watching hockey.
Do you know what? Ever since I've updated this fucking Google Chrome, it's just been shit.
Yeah, you need to.
I'm gonna and the fucking MacBook. Everything wants a fucking update.
Mate, it's a nightmare, isn't it?
What do tigers dream of when they take a little tiger snooze?
Tekken or Street Fighter. I don't know if Ryan, you Scott, you played either of those, but
I prefer Street Fighter.
Yeah, Hadouken.
I preferred Tekken. I liked how Tekken was a bit slower and it had the grapples, and I ended up enjoying Tekken more. Oh man, Eddie.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't like either of them because like Street Fighter was good and I grew up like playing it in the arcade and that. But people just go like too fucking mad on it. Like they're too good at it. You just can't win.
Yeah. We used to have tournaments as when I was a kid on the Super Nintendo.
I used to hate Street Fighter because you used to think you were doing good, and then Dal Simmer get his big long leg out and just give you some. Who's the other one as well? Blanca.
Yeah.
Blanca the wanker.
But like Tekken was 3D, you could move around. You know, it weren't just side to side. You can move.
Yeah,
around.
but Street Fighter. Street Fighter was good.
It's to Streets of Rage, yes.
Andy Mills says Sambuca or Jaeger bomb shots next week.
Andy's in the house next week, mate.
Jaegers.
Fuck the Jaegers, man. Sambuca all day long.
Jaegers all day long.
Jaeger is a fucking guaranteed hangover from hell.
No way.
Yeah.
I drank a bottle of Jaeger once on a coach.
Really? Fucking hell, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Look more than a
So did
penny.
our mate Ginger Carroll, and look how that ended out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Adrian.
Yeah.
Linda Lusardi or Sam Fox?
I can't place Linda Lusardi.
The last thing I saw her in, she done that celebrity like full Monty thing.
We met Sam Fox at the Paolo di Canio.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
yeah,
Sam
she was at
Fox.
the Canyon night, wasn't she?
Oh yeah, she was. I'll say Sam Fox then. She's
I'm going Sam Fox and another one, Nigella Lawson or Karen Brady.
Nigella Lawson.
in what sense?
Well, do you fancy him or whatever? Have you ever got so drunk you went into the wrong house? I got so drunk once, mate. I woke up in an house I didn't know whose it was. I just walked out and I never discovered whose it was.
Yeah, I don't know. When I'm drunk, I have some sort of radar or like fucking. I always get home. Somehow my body gets me home, no matter how pissed I am. It's beautiful. So there was this time when I was on my way home and these Jamaicans invited me to their. I was so pissed. They invited me to their house party, and I went in and I was so pissed, right? And I'm like, people looking like, who the fuck is he? Like this random white guy coming in, and I was just fucking pissed. And I still got home afterwards, but who knows what could have fucking happened? You know, like you go into some stranger's
Nick, was
house.
it me and you that done that? Nick, was that me and you that done that at Canning Town in Club Afrique when we walked in there?
Yeah.
Do you remember? That was fucking mental that night. All these people just looking at us like, what the fuck are you doing there?
But appreciate that, Roy, by the way. Happy birthday for tomorrow, mate.
Yeah.
Happy
birthday, Roy.
Have a drink as soon as you can.
There's a couple more.
Hold up, wait. Let me read this. Right, Dan's turn for story time. You notice when I'm telling a story, you know how quick I get to the end. He's disappeared now. As soon as it comes, slander on him. You notice how quick I get to the end of the story. That's Dan's story time. What is this, Brady Bunch?
Yeah, he's Brady Bunch, isn't it?
For you're making people dizzy. Kai Hughes, $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Kai. How mental is the next West Ham versus Millwall game going to be, especially the first one at London Stadium? Yeah, that's the problem.
To be fair, I've always thought about the next West Ham Millwall game at the London Stadium because I don't know how they're going to police that. To be quite honest,
they'll probably do it behind closed doors, won't they?
Very, very difficult if they was to police that. Very difficult.
No, they won't be able to put it behind closed doors, Dan, because they've got no reason to.
Well, it'll be absolutely. I mean, the police presence will be insane.
Imagine they went, we'll put it behind closed doors. We went, what's your reason? And they just went, scum.
You know, that's the thing. There's the history there of everything that's gone on, but there's been nothing really. The sides haven't met for a long period of time for them to warrant doing something that drastic. But like you said, there'll be old Bill everywhere.
Yeah.
But you know,
pubs will probably be shut, wouldn't they? They'll probably shut. Not serve any drinks in the ground.
No, it'd be no away fans.
Well, no away fans.
Yeah.
Well, no, there will be away fans. They're just away fans, and they'll just have to police it. But unless we get relegated, or we get them in a cup draw, you know, because there's no way them lot are going to come up.
No, exactly.
Fucking two bob.
That's the thing. I don't get this fascination with Millwall anymore. That's like the past is that it's done and done. They ain't a rival anymore because they've never. When was the last time we was in the same division?
About 5 years ago.
Fuck off.
10 years ago. 10 years ago.
Oh,
that's what I mean. You know, it's, I don't. Go on. Sorry.
Hammerman TV says, have you read the Harry Potter books? If so, what is your favourite and least favourite?
Judging by Ryan's reaction, he's not a fan. He's sitting there, he saw that question and went, alcohol.
The internet is cutting out.
Have a fuck, mate. No, have a fuck. I fucking. Do you know what, right? I've never seen Harry Potter. I never definitely ain't read the books. I've only read 2 books in my life: Mice the Men and Neo autobiography. And Julian Dick's autobiography, 3 books. But fucking yeah, my missus watches them, and she tried getting me to watch one, and I just couldn't handle it. I just said, nah, shit. It's not my sort of thing.
My missus is a huge fan of the Harry Potter books and the films. I don't mind the films, but I was never really interested in the books, and probably will never read the books. So.
I've read some of the books. I read some of the books when I had my accident, like all them years ago. I think at the time, there's about 4 out, and I think I read 3 of the 4. So I can't really comment on what's my favourite and least favourite because I only read 3. But I had a lot of time on my hands, to be quite fair. But if I'm talking about the films, my best one, I think, is the one where they do that tournament.
Oh, the Quidditch tournament.
Yeah, no, not the Quidditch tournament. The
Phoenix,
triathlon tournament.
Something. The third one I thought was
I like the triathlon tournament. You know them one.
Yes, isn't it Phoenix? Rise of the Phoenix or something?
Yeah, I like
Rise of
that
the
one.
Goblet of Fire.
Goblet of Fire.
There you go. Got there in the end.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. Them books, man. They're good.
Yeah, no, I've not read the books, but I watched the films, and that's the thing for me because I'm not into it. For me to read a book, I have to be into it. Like I watched Game of Thrones and then read the books and found the books. I preferred the books to the TV show.
Books are better. Yeah, the books you get a lot more out of the Game of Thrones.
But I'm not that into Harry Potter to sit there and read the book.
Yeah, that's
all right.
it.
How much fucking rings?
I've read that as well.
And I don't think there's much. Usually, it's you read the book and you like with the Game of Thrones. There's a lot that's different, and there's a lot that they cut out that you can get. I don't know how much there is in Harry Potter. Like if you wanted more shit, and it's in there. But so yeah. Someone else, if I got a PS5, I ain't got a PS5 because I can't be asked to stay up till 3 a.m. trying to get one off flipping Argos or something when they come in stock for 5 seconds. Bastards.
What the Tigers dream of?
Someone said Ryan reminds me of Max Headroom. Do you remember Max Headroom?
No, who's Max Headroom?
You don't remember?
Is he one of them the digital person? He's going, hi. I don't know how that fuck Ryan's. Is he because he's frozen again?
The sunglasses.
All right, because he keeps on freezing. Let's wrap it up again because next week we've got a big one. So
we better save some of our.
Got to save some of our stories for next week.
Josiah's been asked this a few times. How old is Dan? I'm 33. Yeah.
But we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV's Friday Night Pint. It's been an absolute pleasure. We're looking forward to the season. If you're going to the Atlanta game tomorrow, keep an eye out for me. We'll be doing fan cams there. So keep an eye out for me at that game. Next Friday, if you ain't got your tickets and you want to come, get them now because there ain't any more chances. Next week, we will be live at the Regent's Ballroom in Stanford-le-Hope in front of an audience doing Friday Night Pint. We won't be live on YouTube, but we'll be live in person. So, yeah, check that out. And that video will be out next week, next Saturday, I believe. And, yeah, that's it.
Yes. Looking forward to seeing you all there. And those who can't make it, hopefully we'll have, if it goes well, we'll be doing another one. You get another crack at it, but you'll see it on YouTube. So, yeah, good stuff.
Thank you very much. One thing left to say, boys.
Come on, you
irons.